Do you feel like people are watching what food you put in your mouth? Judging your food choices? Maybe even poking at you with unsolicited advice? It's no wonder many of us become closet eaters. It's time to bust that door wide open, discover you've got nothing to be ashamed of, and overcome the urge to hide. Do you ever hide food wrappers, getting rid of the evidence so nobody knows about your indulgence? Perhaps you order the healthiest thing on the menu when you're out with friends, only to be lured into the drive-thru for some greasy fries on the way home. Do you wait to eat things that maybe you shouldn't when either no one's looking or you're all by yourself? Check, check, and check. I've been guilty of each of these behaviors more times than I can count, both before and after surgery. That's because I'm a closet eater. I have been since I was a little kid. But fortunately, I've finally discovered how to keep my closet eating urges at bay. And I'm going to share that with you today. My foray into closet eating started really young. I was pudgy by the time I hit first grade. There was rarely junk food at home, so I did what any clever, sugar-obsessed kid would do in my place. I went to my friends' houses after school to gorge on cookies and chips without my parents' knowledge. It was like snack food wonderland, and I loved it. Even though I was an active kid, I got bigger and bigger. My pediatrician recommended I start my first formal diet in just third grade. I lost the excess weight in a matter of months, and life returned to normal. At least until the weight started creeping back on. Other diets came and went from my daily routine until I participated in a more extreme doctor-supervised diet in sixth grade. I lost weight fast. It was more than 30 pounds in all, which is a lot for a kid. What's really crazy is that I lost the last 9 of those 30 pounds in less than a week. You see, it was right before my big summer vacation. The last thing I wanted to do was be on a diet. No way was I going to miss out on Grandma Dorothy's strawberry shortcake, cotton candy at Adventureland, or all the other yummy things I knew would be there to tempt me. So in the week before my vacation, I swam laps in the pool for a minimum of 3 hours a day, and ate even less than I was supposed to on my restricted diet. All to make sure the scale hit the magic number that would put me on maintenance and make it okay to indulge a little on vacation. The problem was I was hungry. I mean, really, really hungry. So here's what I did. Shortly before going to my weigh-in at the doctor's office, I snuck into the kitchen and I made 4 bologna sandwiches on white bread with tons of mayo. And I wrapped them up in foil, and then I also took a plastic baggie and filled it with a bunch of dry roasted peanuts. I took that food and I hid it in a chest in my room for later, after my weigh-in. I stepped on the scale for that big moment. Score! I had lost 9 pounds. My doctor even had to pay me $1 because he had bet me the prior week that it couldn't be done. I did my happy dance and I went home, closed my bedroom door, and I gorged on my bologna sandwiches and dry roasted peanuts. That is my first memory of a carefully planned closet eating episode. Fortunately, I've learned a lot since then. Hiding food is associated with shame. Catalysts to shame include dieting. In 1985, a study by 2 psychologists, Polivy and Herman, discovered a link between diets and binging. Essentially, dietary restriction is typically followed by a dietary abandon, a food frenzy, so to speak. Subsequent studies have found that this behavior is so common, so predictable, that experts consider the link a given. Since we understand that binging is not considered normal, acceptable behavior, we typically do it in secret, right? Behind closed doors. A second reason we eat in hiding is because of judgmental people, or as I like to call them, the food police. You know who I'm talking about, right?
Are you allowed to eat that after weight loss surgery?
That's not a very healthy choice. Girl, you're gonna have to run on the treadmill for hours to work that off. Eating that is irresponsible. You're not setting a good example for your kids. Blah, blah, blah. Jerks. The third biggie is pressure to be thin. What a world. I mean, today you're supposed to balance unprecedented access to processed, often unhealthy food with unrealistic societal pressure to obtain the perfect body. I mean, don't you know we're supposed to look as good as those airbrushed models? Newsflash, for most of us, looking that perfect is not in the realm of possible. There are a lot more catalysts to feeling ashamed of what you eat, but what's more important is how the heck are you supposed to stop sneaking food in the shadows all alone? The truth is, it's a process. But with slow, steady changes over time, you can come out of the pantry and into the light and get over the shame you associate with eating. Here are 5 tactics that helped me. 1, decide to take control. Nothing will change until you first make a decision that you are going to transform the way you think about food as well as how you behave around it. You've got to mean it. Write it down. Consciously focus on one action you're going to take every day in your effort to make this change. That's because focus steers movement towards your goal. Share your decision with people who you know have your back, because sharing means you're out of the shadows, and more often than not, it will feel like a huge burden has been lifted off your chest. 2, change the script. Whether or not you're conscious of it, you've got internal dialogue playing in your head. If you engage in closet eating, that script is probably something like, food is bad. I'm a loser when I make poor food choices. I can't control my eating. I'm hungry all the time. I'm obsessed with food, etc., etc., etc. Every morning, say 3 positive things about your relationship with food out loud. Plus, anytime you notice the old scripts starting to creep back into your head, the ones that feed feelings of shame, interrupt them. Replace that negative self-talk with a positive script such as, I'm a healthy eater. Food fuels my body so that I can live a fuller life. 3, set boundaries. When we feel shame, it's not uncommon to cower to criticism, to just sit there and take it. Well, no more. The next time the food police show up, take a stand. You don't have to be a jerk about it. Just say something like, listen, you're probably commenting on my eating because you care, and I appreciate that you care. But the truth is, this approach is not helpful to my success. I ask that you stop with the questions and suggestions about my eating. I'd appreciate your cooperation on this, but know this, from this day forward, I'm going to get up and walk away anytime you engage in this behavior. Bluntness like that is kind of hard to ignore, right? 4, block triggers. Numerous studies show that stress triggers food cravings and eating. If you're not mindful of your major stress triggers, start journaling so you can create awareness and find ways to avoid these triggers. Or try tactics known to lower your stress hormone, cortisol. Did you know that both massages and black tea are known to reduce cortisol? And some studies found that black tea can reduce food cravings by 47%. Another option? Give deep breathing or meditation a whirl. 5, don't beat yourself up. Overcoming closet eating is a process. You might slip up. If that happens, don't sweat it. Immediately forgive yourself and move on. Beating yourself up will only exacerbate the feelings of shame that lead to closet eating in the first place. To recap, take control, change your internal dialogue, set boundaries, block triggers. Don't beat yourself up. More importantly, don't ever give up. You can do this, my friend. Until next time, live with purpose, live with courage, live with delight.